Welcome to another episode of the Electric Norwegian. I'm Mats. This is a Kia Panzerwagen. No, it isn't. It's a Kia EV9. It's a big car, at least for Europeans. It's mostly made for Americans, I get the sense of. But it's a bit of daylight now, so I can walk through it and you can see it. It's massive. But it doesn't feel that massive. And inside, they've done a proper job of it. It's really, really cool and distinct and unlike anything else. And I love this fact. I love the looks of it. It looks so distinctly different. There's a slight hint of Volvo from the back. Kia's the road they've been on from the old Ioniq. And it's kind of slightly boring to this. And you can use your phone as a key as well, just like in a Tesla. If you set it up. I can't, but you can if you own it, and that's really, really, really cool. Robert is with us, by the way.
Hello, people.
I think it's 5 meters long. It's a little bit shorter than Hongqi EHS9, but it doesn't look it. It looks a lot bigger.
No, I don't. When I was waiting outside for you, I was expecting a much bigger car.
But you can't say it's small.
I was expecting a bigger car.
Okay.
So I have to say I was a little bit disappointed when you came around the corner with this. But when you sit inside it, it's big. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and you're entitled to your opinion with a free country and all that stuff. This is a car that costs around $100,000, roughly. And around 90 to 100 depending on market and trim and so on. So you sort of, my first initial reaction when the prices was launched on this,
I think we can say 85,000.
Yeah, anyway, it's a lot of money. Who in the name of all that holy would pay that for Kia? But with the competition, that's the Volvo EX90. That's going to cost more. That's when it comes. The Model X, the Hongqi, the BYD Tang to a certain degree, and probably a few others. Anyway, but the materials in here are nice. We're gonna come to those. It looks cool. It looks like badass in the black color with those headlights and stuff. I think it's good sound system, proper seats. These seats are really nice.
It's a lot of money for a Kia.
It is a lot of money, I agree, and particularly for a Kia, I agree completely.
But that's a big car.
Yeah, that's a GMC Yukon. It's about the same size, I think.
It's a Tahoe.
Tahoe, yeah. It's about the same size, maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But you have to get up to that size to get but even with the seats, all the seats up, there still is some luggage space. So I don't understand why he has that Tahoe. Probably for towing things. I hope it is, because there's no reason to use a ton of fuel when you can drive around in this thing instead. But anyway,
it's the same price, so
it is. You still have to cable the phone, get CarPlay to work. But there is coming a software update to fix that, so you can get wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. The salesman said it himself. It's a little bit sad not to have it on such an expensive car and such a otherwise technologically advanced machine, because it runs the 800-volt eGMP platform after all. And it has all this new infotainment system. The screens are a little bit bigger, and they now have the climate controls on a separate screen between the instrument cluster and the infotainment. Sort of bind them together in a way. Also, the buttons on the dashboard for the temperature and the fan and stuff are physical buttons, not like before when there were soft buttons, and sort of a bit strange to me. And as for the home and map buttons on the trim piece, it's a bit like in the BMW iX and in the Nissan Ariya. They feel proper. They give you feedback and they work. Some of the buttons, like on the steering wheel and also the buttons for the auto hold and stuff, feels a little bit, and they look a little bit cheap. sort of they could be in a Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6 or a Kia Niro, for instance, but a little bit out of place here, I guess. Instrument cluster works. I like the fact that it just shows you your speed in a little box in numbers. Easy to read. The rest is if you've been running Kia Hyundai for the last 5 years, you'll find your way around. The seat space, it's good in either of the 3 rows, and because the middle row here is electrically adjusted, you can have more or less space in the 3rd row. And even I sit comfortable in all 3 if need be. It's really plenty of space. And as Robert said, you had, what was it? 330 something liters?
333 liters with all seats up.
Yeah.
And around 850.
Put the seats down, yeah. That's decent, I think. And you can also...
and you can also have 100 kilos on the roof.
It's quiet in here. You really sit high up and dominate everything. Look down on most crossovers and stuff. It just becomes really small. We have 86%. The estimates 335 kilometers of range. And it charges quickly.
You can equip it with trailer hook, and then you have 2,500 kilos more.
Ooh, 2.5 tons.
Yeah,
that's befitting of a big car like this. That's good.
So if you have full car and the trailer,
5 tons then.
Over 5 tons.
Oh my god.
Of almost 6 tons. You have to have BE.
Yeah, you do, because otherwise you're above 3.5 tons. And yeah. I can do that.
Yeah. With this car, if you pack it full, only the car is almost 3.3 ton.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you have 3.3 tons in the car, and you have 2.5 tons on the trailer. So yeah,
that's
2 engines with a total effect on 384 horsepower.
Okay.
And maximum,
what's the torque figure?
Torque, 700.
Oh Jesus!
You do 0 to 100 in 5.3 seconds.
That's quite. As a behemoth like that, that's really impressive. That's what electric cars do with you. Take this big heavy car and it just doesn't feel it. It feels, I'm not gonna say it feels small and nimble like a VW up, because that's a bit, that's lying.
Is it me, or is that Mercedes small?
It is a little bit tiny. It's an EQC. It's just wonderful. That's why people get these big cars, I think. You can just lord above everybody. Get out of the way, peasant. In your Mercedes. No, but the interior here, the materials, they're a mixture of cloth-like or textile-like and rubberized faux plastics. And you said it earlier, it looks good. Like that, it's not a plank, but that bit in the middle of the dashboard there.
Yeah. Not only there, but you have it on the side of the doors.
The ambient lighting as well.
Yeah, so
it feels nice and pleasant, and like, is homely a word I can use here?
Yeah.
In a way, yeah, it's a kind of place you want to be and spend a lot of time. And the seats as well. I really just wish you had massage both in that and also in the back seats, like in the Hongqi. I think they also have massage in the rear seats, and you really should have. This kind of car suits that, because it's a car, like you said, you fill it up with people and you go to wherever.
Weekend in Germany.
Yeah, or Paris, or no, I don't take this one to Paris. It'll be coming home in little bags.
Yeah, it's a nice car, and they have a sunroof, and you don't use the sunroof now when it's how cold is it?
-8 or 10 or something.
Yeah, it's cold now. It's nice though.
It is. This one also has the preheat on the battery. Kia Hyundai sort of gotten it fixed. That said, that's one of those things that really should be easy to access. And the salesman it was really nice. I didn't know exactly how to do that, because they're supposed to have their own soft button as well, so you can preheat regardless of whether you have navigated to the supercharger or not. So the dinging is the new EU regulation. If you pass the speed limit, it dings at you. So yeah, and then dings. I don't know what that last ding was about. It also has in front of the steering wheel. There is this on top of it rather, this pod with the IR sensors. I think it is for reading your eyes, so you don't get too distracted or sleepy. Same thing in many other cars, and it also dings at you sometimes, particularly if you ride with your hand on top of the steering wheel. And then it can't see your eyes, so it shouts at you. That's sometimes a nice thing about the old S. It doesn't do any of that because it's
So
an old car.
I don't have to yell at you anymore if you buy this car.
I didn't say that. I like having the climate control menu up this high because it's always in line of sight. It's easy to access as well. And then also the fingerprint reader down here by the cup holders and the charge pad. It only charges one phone, sadly, but that's how it is.
Is this the...
This is the charge pad.
Yeah, but it didn't charge my phone, did it?
No, because you're putting it the wrong way, silly. It's down like this.
Oh.
Now it charges.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, the fingerprint reader is for the profile, so it stores everything. And also, since you can use a phone as a key, really Kia is getting on with the program. And I'm not gonna say they're aping Tesla, because they're not. They're doing their own thing, but they're trying to be as modern and new thinking as they can, and I applaud that. Really, I do. Do I applaud getting massive big cars like this? No, not unless you really need one, because we shouldn't. If everybody drove around in this and the Cybertruck, the world would be a worse place because it would be more crowded and stuff. But I'm glad it exists. And I'm glad it doesn't run a huge diesel engine. So you have to take it for what it is and then go from there. And this is really useful with the towing capability and everything. Now you just need to make a van out of it, so I can have one at work. Now we're on the motorway. It's a bit of noise in here, but it's not really that much. It's a bit of wind noise from the windows, I notice. The tire noise isn't that bad. And all in all, I'm pleased with this. Consumption numbers are 278 watt hours since I picked the car up. That's a lot, but it's a lot of car as well, so that's okay. When you think of it, it's minus 8 degrees outside now, and then now the e-tron, which is considerably smaller than this, would use the same or more, probably. It's not. I don't think that's bad. It is now around 80% to 78% of battery left and 300 kilometers. So I'd imagine 350, maybe 400 if you drive it carefully. And that's not bad on a winter's day at all. You said the WLTP was around 500 and something?
Yeah, a bit over 500.
So that's a loss of, what, 20% or thereabout? Maybe not 20, 50, but something. But that's okay. We're in a really cold period now. It's unusually, maybe not unusually cold.
It's unusual. It is unusual. It's been the coldest November in a long time.
This is gonna be interesting. Oh, it's slippery here. It works just fine. You plant it, and so it still works. Big old barge, this. Hand slice, safe. Light seems to be good, at least so far. Yeah,
Well, they can't be more crappy than on the Tesla, so...
on the old S. No, that's true. But we just spoke about it just now. The feel of this thing is kind of somewhere between a Suburban and I don't know, a Land Rover Disco or something like that. Because you sometimes feels like an American full-size SUV, and it is sort of made for the American market. You can sort of tell. This is a nice place. I know, I worked here. so this is really pleasant. It's just a little bit cold. This is just me.
So, well, this place will have houses.
Yeah, these are houses. These are individual lots, and you have some. Let's see, shit. Some other places will be apartments and yeah, stuff. Just such a nice thing to drive this. It's really, really nice. And I sort of wanted to make fun of it. Because saying, who is going to pay that much for a Kia? But I think they have an audience. The range is good, the efficiency is decent, and the feeling of the quality is there, absolutely. Also, all the stuff in here is recycled, the plastics and the textiles and stuff, and the textiles in the roof. It's really, really like a kitten. It's so fluffy and nice. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And that's kind of, the roof liner is, normally you can cheap out on it because no one cares. But they haven't, or maybe it is a cheap material. I don't know. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels proper. So they sort of support organizations that clean the beaches and pick up plastics from the oceans and all that stuff. I don't know how much of that is greenwashing and how much of it is actually true, but at least it's something. So I elect to be optimistic about that. Well, now it's getting darker, and this ambient lighting in here is really lifts the kind of the whole experience, because it lights up all the storage places, but it's not distracting it, so it's very well executed. Because all this glass now in this cold kind of saps a little bit of heat. You can feel it. I'm not going to say it's cold in here, because it isn't. The climate control is on 20 degrees and it's going all nice, but it's a little bit of I don't know how to say this. It's a slight chill effect, but it's not a big problem. It's just how it is. Or is that just me?
No, I totally agree.
It's just me now mucking about in this massive thing. The headlights, by the way, are fantastic. They're brilliant. They're really, really good. And the indicators stop indicating automatically when you change lanes. I haven't seen that anywhere else other than Tesla before. That's really nice. But you do notice that the single pane glass and also the roof air, heat sink of it, is just feeling it. Now it's minus 10, 11. It's indicating now 188 kilometers. We've done 156.8 kilometers since the car was charged. So I would imagine somewhere between 300 and 400 on a winter day. Now it's proper cold as well. But if you run Central Europe, you probably easily do 400 plus in this one. And imagine the WLTP at 500 and something is achievable on a Norwegian country road, like a summer's travel, like we did this summer. With you probably easily get 500. This is a big car. The buttons here for the climate control feels good, and the toggle nice, and they have this nice feel to them. The buttons on the steering wheel look a bit cheap and also feel a little bit cheap, which is sad, because the rest of the car really is. They've done a proper job with this one. Yes, it's relatively expensive, and Kia doesn't have the brand name to sort of carry that yet. Probably will one day, but they've done a good job. And if you don't care about the badge, then this works very well. So it is a very good car indeed, and I want to say a big thank you to Bertil Osten in Fredrikstad for lending me the car. Yeah, thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe and all that normal stuff. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Take care everybody. Bye bye.